明星联袂主演。影片讲述的故事，我想大家大概都有一些了解了，是不是？那么它讲的呢是一次基因实验，让3只普通的动物呢突变成为了惊天巨兽，有巨猩，有巨狼，还有巨鳄，他们组团狂暴屠城。那么以强森为首的人类呢，绝地反击，讲述了这样的一个很惊险的故事。狂暴巨兽呢，将会在4月13号在全国院线上映。马上呢，前面我提到的4位主创就会登台跟大家见面。那么在这之前呢，我们先通过一支精彩的中国独家预告片，一起来感受一下巨石强森大战惊天巨兽给我们带来的震撼视觉效果，请看大屏幕。
Hell of a day, huh? Science experiments falling from the sky. Someone's mutating animals into monsters. Last night, George was 7 feet and weighed 500 pounds. This morning, he's 9 feet, pushing 1,000.
Genetic editing changes will be incredibly unpredictable.
Let's go save the world. Your oversized monkey is old news. Of course, the wolf flies. We're in trouble. Ready to do this, buddy?
All right, what an amazing trailer！ 真的是颠覆想象的各种这个视觉特效，每一个惊天怪兽都是让人有无限的想象，再加上2大主演，非常精彩的表现。那不如我们现在请他们上场跟大家见面，好不好？好吗？上海的粉丝们再来一遍，好不好 ？All right， 好，我们首先有请一位一位的请出来。首先有请 ，Please welcome first of all the producer of Rampage, Mr. Bo Flynn. Bo, welcome to Shanghai. Hey, welcome. This way, please.
Hi.
好，接下来我们有请导演 the director of Rampage, Brad Payton.
Yes, Brad Payton.
Welcome, Brad.
Hey
接
guys.
下来特别美丽的女主角 ，Please welcome our lovely lead actress Naomi Harris. Welcome to Shanghai, Naomi.
Naomi.
And now, please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the one and only. 我们有请影片的男主角 Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. The Rock.
Hey,
Let's hear it. Dwayne Johnson.
welcome. Thank you for joining us. How about we step over this way a little bit? I think there's some marks over here. How about this way? Let's stand in the center stage right here. Perfect. You made it. After
We made it.
all those monsters,
I know.
you know,
Hello.
it was not easy. Yes, please say a few words to the audience first.
Ni hao, is that
Very good.
Ni hao. Thank you guys for joining us. We're very excited that Rampage is getting ready to come out here in China on April 13th, this coming Friday. And next Friday. No, this coming Friday, yes. We're very excited, and as always, you know, it's a pleasure to be back here in China. And what's very cool about this, I can't speak for everybody else here, but this is my first time in Shanghai, and it's really been an incredible experience, so thank you guys so much.
那巨石强森，刚刚大家都听懂了吧？他第一次来到上海，而且这周五电影就上映了，所以非常的兴奋。Naomi?
This is my first time in Shanghai as well, but it's also my first time in China. And it is such an honor to be here. We've had such an incredible, warm welcome. Everybody has been so generous and kind, and it is such an honor to be here. And I'm so excited to bring this movie to you because it is so fantastic. I know you're going to absolutely love it, and I can't wait for you to see it.
好，那从 Naomi 的角度来讲就更特别了 ，right？ 因为不仅仅她是第一次来上海，也是第一次来到中国。我们通常给第一次来中国的朋友都有什么样的鼓励呢？什么样的欢迎 ？Yes, so this is their welcome for newcomers to China. Okay, and Brad?
They covered it perfectly. I second everything they said. Thank you for having us. First time in Shanghai. Very proud of this movie. Biggest movie I've ever made. Best movie we've ever made. And can't wait for you guys to see this. Thank you guys.
好，那导演 Brad 也同样是第一次来到上海，并且呢非常兴奋，因为这是他拍过的最大场面的电影，很希望得到大家的喜爱。Oh my goodness, really? How did that happen? When? Okay, 所以呢，他刚跟我说呢，他和那个最那边的那位先生已经一起合作过7部电影了。Yes, that's many, many films. So, Bo, what do you have to say about that?
I shared with her, which she shared with the crowd, that we have done 7 movies together, and we're doing many, many more together. So you're very proud to be here in China, is what I'm saying.
I'm extremely proud to be here in China. I'm extremely honored and flattered to be here with these incredible, beautiful, and talented people. Brad is the best director that I've worked with. Naomi and Dwayne, just extraordinary talent. Dwayne's 7 movies is just a dream of all dreams. And one thing I'll share with you, I've been to China 6 times now, never to Shanghai. Shanghai is my favorite. Do not tell anyone else.
So am I supposed to tell them that or no? Okay, I can tell you guys. Okay, 所以呢，除了他们2个已经合作了7次，然后就是强森特别棒，这部电影特别棒，导演特别棒，女主角特别棒之外呢，还有就是说他来了中国6次，这第1次到上海，上海是他最喜欢的城市，但是不要告诉别人。好。但是我可以偷偷告诉大家 That's wonderful. So we're so happy to have you here, and we want to find out more about the film. So we saw the amazing trailer, and okay. So my first question is for Brad. Okay, so what was the inspiration behind, especially the monsters invading the city, and also how does Rampage differ from other, monster movies in this genre?
Well, the inspiration was from the game initially. And of course the game had this cool nostalgic tone. We all played it when we were kids, and, stand-up arcade game. And I felt like we had to really do the creatures in the right way, to homage the game correctly, but bring something new to the table. So we ended up looking into CRISPR, genetic editing, and taking what starts as 3 regular creatures and then really turning them into monsters. And then a couple things that were really unique to this movie specifically was I'd never seen a monster movie that took place all in the day. This film takes place 95% of the time of the day. Most monster movies are in the rain and the dark and you can't see anything. These monsters are so cool, the action's so big, we show you everything, we do not shy away from any of it. So I'm super proud of that because I think that stands out in a big, big way.
That's awesome. Okay, something definitely to look forward to. 刚才我问导演的是呢，首先这部影片它的这个灵感来自于什么地方，并且呢跟其他的这种怪兽电影有什么不同？那么首先他是说灵感是来自于也是一个电脑游戏，同名有一个游戏原作，他们小时候都玩过。Yes, I'm doing it right. Okay, all right. So let's. You know what I'm saying? Okay. 好，然后呢 ？Okay, where was I? 然后呢？这个有什么不同？其实导演说了特别有意思一点，就是所有的这个影片里所有的场景都是发生在白天，因为我们看到很多这个怪兽的电影都是什么下雨啊，然后阴暗的地方，他们完全没有回避，没有任何的躲避和隐藏，所有的东西都展现在大家的面前。Okay, yeah.
Very good.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you. All right. So my next question is for Bo. So the visual effects, that's such a big part of this film. Can you tell us about the team behind it?
Sure. The team behind it, we were very lucky to work with Weta, who does Avatar movies, did all the Lord of the Rings. It's been a dream of mine to work with them. I certainly know it's been a dream of Brad's and Dwayne's. I know he's a huge fan of Weta, and we were very fortunate that they loved this team and they loved the script. And Weta did groundbreaking work in this film, and you will see in all of the monsters, particularly George, our albino gorilla. you will see visual effects that you have never seen before in this cinema, and that's something we're super proud of.
好，那我刚才呢向制片人请教的呢，就是关于这样一部电影的这个幕后的视效团队一定是非常棒的。那么他介绍了一下呢，合作的公司是这个5次获得奥斯卡的维塔数码视效公司，哇，他们真的是曾经做过《指环王》3部曲等等大家都非常熟悉的电影。那么这一次，尤其是这个巨星，这个星星。大家应该是在这里面会见到以前从来没有看到过的特效。好 ，Okay, yes, that was okay too.
Very good.
All right, thank you for your.
She got that right, Dwayne?
Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
She's good.
Now he's secretly
Mandarin
like
is very good.
on top of everything.
Yes.
Okay, so my next question is for the lovely Naomi.
Yes, please.
So you play a female genetic engineer. Can you tell us more about? The question is. The truths hidden behind this global catastrophe. Can you share with us?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but ultimately, Kate is unfortunately responsible for the virus that infects George, who is Dwayne's character's best friend. And she feels incredibly guilty about that, and so she wants to go on this journey to find a cure, to find some way to solve the situation.
OK， 所以呢，我们也了解一下Naomi这次扮演的这个角色是一个女强人科学家。她说呢，哎呀，一开始是很不好意思，因为她扮演的这个科学家是因为她做的这个实验，让这个猩猩，也就是对应的角色的这个好朋友这个大猩猩呢发生了基因突变，所以呢，她才要跟他一起去整个就是来拯救世界，基本上 ，Yes。Excellent.
It's very good. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, so
she forgot a sentence, Dwayne. I think
which one was that?
She missed one.
What's that? Yes,
Just a sentence.
I'll talk to her later.
Okay, yeah. Oh. Anyway, okay. Well, I have a question for you. So, any challenges? I mean, you do many of these movies where you're amazing, but any challenges for this one in particular?
Yes, there were some challenges. I think. Let's see. I think, one of the challenges for us, I think, in making this movie, making Rampage, was to try and make sure that we were, in our little way, raising the bar for monster movies. There's a lot of monster movies out there that come along in our lifetime that are really good. From King Kong to Godzilla. I consider Jurassic Park in that world too, so it was our goal to try and do our best to raise the bar just a little bit with our monsters, because in today's technology and such advanced technology, the monsters today are just really spectacular, and just technology in general, and the idea of technology, whether it's Pac Rim and the technology there, Jurassic Park coming out, Ready Player One, for example, just leaning into that kind of technology. So for us, the goal was to try and make sure that our monsters and our technology not only held up, but also when you watch the movie, and certainly the people here of China watch the movie, like you're really going to be hopefully impressed and then and really blown away. So that was the goal. A very ambitious goal, but that was our challenge.
好，那么Dwayne跟我们分享这一部电影对他来讲的挑战，就是他们这一次真的希望。I know you're listening. It's making me a little bit nervous. I'm like, he really does understand everything I'm saying. Okay. And I'm not BSing my way through this. I'm really explaining to them. Okay, thank you. 所以呢，他们这一次呢是希望真正的能够做到在特效上的突破，每一个巨兽真的能够给大家带来前所未有的体验。因为这种电影其实很多，对不对？有金刚啊 ，King Kong， 有 Jurassic Park， 侏罗纪公园，有 Godzilla， 哥斯拉。See now you know all the Chinese words.
哥斯拉，
哥斯拉，对，就是哥斯拉。对，所以呢，这一次呢有超越这些的这个机会，这个是对他们最大的一个挑战。And it's also a big challenge for me. The biggest challenge for me is when somebody really understands Mandarin and is standing right next to me.
Yes, I speak it very well.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing all of those insights. So how about we take some questions from our friends from the media? I'm going to open up the floor.
Sir,
okay.
you have a question?
Many people have many questions here. 好，我们请工作人员帮我们，工作人员在哪里？帮我们上一下这个椅子，大家坐下来好好聊聊。Okay, so you're gonna be here for a while. So why don't we take a seat? 那么接下来呢，也是请各位媒体朋友们拿到话筒，先举手示意，我们工作人员会把话筒递到你的手里。拿到话筒之后呢，请先告诉我们你的姓名，你来自哪家媒体，我们坐下来跟几位一起好好聊一聊。好，来 ，All right, so we're going to start with this gentleman over here who has the mic in his hand.
你好，我是来自爱奇艺的记者。然后我第一个问题想问导演先生，我们都知道这是您继《末日崩塌：地心历险记2》之后第3次执导好莱坞灾难动作巨制，想问一下，《狂暴巨兽》与您之前同类型电影最大的不同是什么
Okay.
Well, I think. Sorry. That's from Brad.
Well, thank you. You do speak English. Okay, so.
No, that's for Brad. You speak English.
好，会说英文的可以大胆用英文来问。Okay, Brad. So basically, he wants to know how does this film differ from your previous films, from Journey to Mysterious Island, from the San Andreas.
Bigger, better, more complex, funnier, which is probably one of the things I'm most proud of. He's very funny.
No, him really?
Yeah, this guy here, very, very funny guy. And, you know, balancing the tone of this movie was a challenge. It has a lot of heart, it has a lot of action, and I love those two things, and ultimately when I'm done many, many years from now as a filmmaker, I want to be known for those two things. But when you go to make a movie, every single time you want to challenge yourself, and one of the big things for me, beyond all the technical stuff, which was also very challenging, motion capture, you know, having to bring George to life and giving him a heart and a soul, was embracing the comedy. And really giving the audience the full experience you could give. When I work with this guy, I always say, and I figured this out on San Andreas, I remember saying to you, you can do everything, you do it very well, why not do it all? And on this movie, I feel like we did that.
好，听懂了啊，我不用帮忙了。好，他基本上呢是说这一部电影呢最大的不同是，当然这里面的特效比所有以前电影更大。包括我们说的这些特效，而且呢更好笑，因为巨石强森本身就是一个很有幽默感的演员，所以他们这一次的合作呢，也是希望把他所有的这些方面都能够表现出来。谢谢谢谢 ，Thank you. Next question， 下一个那边 ，OK。
你好，我是来自腾讯记者，所以这个问题是给强森的。那想问，他跟导演已经第3次合作。
That's me.
How do you know that?
Very good.
No, this is Brad.
I just heard Johnson. Yes.
所以这一次，他们俩合作之间有什么新的故事可以跟我们分享吗？
所以那你到底问谁呢
？This is for Johnson. Yes.
For doing. Okay, so you got that. Go.
Well, you know, I thought that you know, making Rampage, bringing George to life. No, what was it?
Okay, so it's the 3rd time that you guys are working together with Brad. How is it different for you?
Well, it's different in the way that when you're familiar with somebody, there's a shorthand that you have with somebody, especially if you're working with somebody who you really enjoy working with. You know, and that's always the fun part in our business, in your business, whatever it is that you do out there. If you can work with people who you like to work with and you can collaborate with, then it makes it that much better. You know, working with Brad as a director, he's a very ambitious director, but also what I really love about Brad is that he loves movies. Like he really, you know, now it sounds like a cliche thing to say about directors, because directors, they love movies, but Brad, the love that Brad has for movies is the kind of love and kind of movies that inform and inspire his work, which are movies from the 80s, 90s, Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, movies like that, and you could see that, like his movies have a spirit of that. For example, when you watch, and when everybody here watches Rampage, there's a spirit of these directors, James Cameron and Steven Spielberg, just to name a few, infused in his movies, and you can see that it inspires his work, that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy working with Brad.
好，那么首先他们第3次合作，两个人是很有默契了。另外还有一个呢，他为什么这么喜欢跟 Brad 这位导演合作呢？是因为他真正的热爱电影。当然，很多导演都肯定很热爱电影，但是他热爱的这些他敬佩的这些导演，像斯皮尔伯格，像卡梅隆，在他的作品里可以找到这些导演的一些影响和身影，所以也是杜颖很喜欢跟他合作的原因之一，好吗？好，he looks satisfied. Okay, next question, please. 这边 over here.
I'm from China East Movie Channel, and it's an honor to ask you guys questions. And the first question goes to lovely Naomi. And we know that you take part in so many blockbusters like Pirates of the Caribbean and 007 Skyfall. So what's the biggest difference of your character, Kate, in Rampage this time? And the second question goes to you all. Apparently the gorilla George reminds me of King Kong and Kaiser in the Planet of the Apes. So what's the most unique part of this gorilla? Thank you.
Who's the second question for?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Naomi, so the first... Oh, it wasn't English. Was it in English? It wasn't English. Okay, so Naomi, 来回答一下第一个问题. Okay.
So the biggest difference between my character in this movie and my characters in previous movies, I mean, my characters are hopefully always different, because that's what I'm aiming to do. I'm always aiming to challenge myself in completely new ways. I like to be scared with every movie that I take on, because that's how you stretch yourself and that's how you grow. And what was scary for me about getting involved with this movie is that it's the genre that I actually know nothing about. I've never done a monster movie before, and I've never worked with green screen as well. And that I've discovered was a huge challenge, and I have such respect for Dwayne, because he really is the master of green screen. And he helped me to learn the new language of how to work with that. So I've developed a new skill now, which I'm really incredibly grateful for, because I can take that to my next job.
好的，对 Naomi 来讲呢，刚刚提问，简单来说就是她参演过很多大型的影片，那么这次的区别是什么？所以这是她第1次绿屏表演。所以跟巨石强森也学了很多。那么下面呢，他就已经非常好的掌握了这一门新的这个表演的技能，所以以后可以拍更多这样的电影了。第二个问题。
Also, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I do want to just add to what Naomi is saying just a little bit, just in terms of the fear and how she approaches her roles, which I thought was very admirable. Number one, and number two, I was so excited because. Naomi has been on my radar in terms of an actress to work with for a very long time. She's really played some iconic roles in the past. And when we sent her the script of Rampage, she was like literally just launching into her Oscar campaign with Moonlight. Not moonlighting, but Moonlight. So, at that time, it was a very exciting time for us. And, you shoot for the stars. And we all wanted Naomi. So she read the script of Rampage and she loved it. And I had a little bit of concern because I knew that she had not worked in the genre before. And a lot of other actresses really wouldn't want to challenge themselves that way, in such an extreme way. But she did. She was game for it. And she kills in the movie. She's amazing.
那Joey跟我们分享了一下，因为呢，他其实已经期待了很久了，可以跟 Naomi 合作。然后呢，他们把这个狂暴巨兽的这个剧本寄给 Naomi 的时候呢，他正在因为 Moonlight 这部电影开始他的这个奥斯卡，因为当时获得了奥斯卡的提名，正在做这方面的工作。然后呢，其实呢。一开始他还比较担心，因为像这样的演员可能会不愿意来拍这种绿屏、这种巨兽的电影。结果呢 ，Naomi 答应了，并且呢完成的特别棒，超乎想象。所以呢，也是他非常尊敬 Naomi 的其中的一个原因。OK， 好，那么你的第二个问题我已经忘了，大家都忘了，而且麻烦你指定一个人回答吧，因为否则我们就太长了，好不好？大家肯定都想回答。
Maybe producer, sir.
So Bo,
can you name most unique part of the George the gorilla with the Kaiser and the King Kong, maybe?
Yes, that's actually, it's a fabulous question, and thank you for it. And it's quite an easy answer. What makes George so different than the characters that you mentioned is George is evolving throughout the entire film. He's constantly, his DNA is mutating all the time, so there's always different versions of George throughout the film. That's something that's never been seen in monster movies before.
And Bo touched on earlier working with Weta. Weta is Peter Jackson's company. When we were shooting San Andreas, I was lucky enough to go over to New Zealand and have lunch with Peter and get a tour of the facility and meet all the keys. And the characters that you named, Weta did those characters. So their whole team developed those characters, and that work went into what we did on this movie. So that team, which is the best creative visual effects team in the world, then had to up their ante, up their game on our movie. So what you end up seeing is the most realistic rendering of a gorilla, I believe, that exists today. And I also believe that George is the funniest gorilla that has ever existed in the history of cinema.
Okay. 好。那刚才的这位朋友提问呢，是说跟金刚和这个 Kaiser 比起来，这一次的这个大猩猩、这个巨猩 George 有什么不同？那么刚刚综合一下，制片人和导演都回答，因为呢这一次的特效，他们刚才说的是这个维塔公司，这是 Peter Jackson 的公司那么他们那两部电影也都是他们做的。那么这一次呢，他们是用了前所未有的技术，也就是说。George 这个巨星呢，是一个真正的巨星，是用了前所未有，大家从来都没有见过的一个特效的技术，而且呢，他还是导演说有史以来你在电影里面看到过的最有幽默感的一只猩猩 ，so definitely something to look forward to， 是吧？好，幽默感是导演跟我们一直在强调这部影片里面的一大特色。那我们在这呢也是非常感谢媒体朋友们提问。We could be here all day, but we have some presents for you. So we're going to wrap up this Q&A session. Can you please stand up? And we're going to get rid of the chairs for now because we have some amazing presents for you. 好，请我们的工作人员帮我们把椅子撤掉。那么接下来呢，为了感谢各位，因为他们基本上都是第一次来到上海。并且呢，为了庆祝影片即将上映，所以呢，我们有一份非常特别的中国风的礼物要送给4位。Okay, we have a very special present since it's your first time in Shanghai, and for the opening of this amazing and funny film in China.
Wow,
OK， 这是我们专门为电影创作了一幅中国风的水墨画作品，以此来迎接我们的3代顶尖巨兽，同时也欢迎狂暴巨兽来到中国。Do you guys want to take a closer look?
Yeah, you know, I'd like to explain to everybody. I started painting this last night, and I think by about 5 o'clock this afternoon, I finally was finished, and I finally did just like that. That was the last thing I did. So I hope everybody likes it. You're welcome.
You are a man of many hidden talents. Not only do you speak Mandarin so well. Okay, 所以呢，巨石强森跟我们分享，这是他昨天晚上连夜画出来的，然后一直到了今天下午5点，就最后那一笔才画完。所以他真的是多才多艺，很多我们无法想象。Well, wonderful. How about Dwayne and Naomi stand behind the painting, and then can we have Bo and Brad on either side, and we can release these girls. If you can hold the scroll, and let's take a photo. Let's do a photo. Yes, perfect. 好，我们请媒体朋友们帮我们拍下这个合影。Thank you for the painting, Dwayne. Okay, so so they're gonna hang on to it for you for now. They'll give it back to you later. 好，我们请工作人员帮我们暂时先收一下这个礼物。Okay, so we have another. You know, nothing surprises you guys. I don't know what you're gonna think, but you know, we have 3 monsters here today. Okay, to welcome you, and I think they're pretty funny too, Brad. Okay, 所以呢 ，Brad 一直说这部电影很有幽默感。我们其实下面我们今天也请了3位怪兽到现场。哦 ，OK， Dwayne 需要一个话筒，谁能给我一个话筒？好，没有人能给。Alright, nope, see, that's it. Nobody can give you a mic. 可不可以再给我一个话筒？好，来 ，OK, thank you. You want to say something right now? Oh, okay. Feels good to have it in your hands. Okay, so we're ready for the monsters. 我们有3只可爱的小怪兽，来。一个巨狼、巨星、巨鳄。Okay, so we have the crocodile and the gorilla and the wolf.
Wow.
So, what do you do when you see monsters like this, Dwayne, huh?
Well, what I do, let's see.
我们看看。
They're too cute. Well, you know, I got to tell you guys something. So, I have a friend back in the States who's smaller than you, and his name is Kevin Hart. He's like that. And never mind.
I don't know how that's going to translate.
High five.
Okay.
High five. High five.
Yeah.
Oh,
woo! Okay, so you know what? They are not only monsters, very scary, but they are also your fans. So they would like everybody's autograph, if that's okay? 好，我们这3位小朋友呢，不仅仅是非常可怕的怪兽，他们同时呢还是这几位的超级粉丝，所以呢，我们请4位主创帮他们来在我们的这个可爱的小卡片上签下大家的名字。哎呀，这是谁的？这是巨星，请尤其注意，巨星的手掌是非常特别的。他有2只手，每个手上。All right， 小朋友们怎么表？是不是要谢谢？好 ，How about then we stand together for a group photo？ 好，来，我们都往前一点点，好不好？小朋友们往前一点，然后再往中间一点。OK。你们都不准备给他们一个大大的拥抱吗？没有谁 ？Is anybody gonna hug anyone? I'm waiting for somebody to hug someone.
Get some love.
Yeah.
How do I say hug?
Hug, 拥抱。
拥抱。拥抱。
拥抱 ，Come on.
拥抱。Thank you. 拥抱。拥抱。Thank you. Thank you. 谢谢。
Okay, then group photo. 好，那how about the 4 of you behind them? Okay, 再请大家帮3位小粉丝可以吗 ？OK， 和4位主创，再请大家帮我们拍下这张合影。还要再往前一点吗？哦。好，谢谢我们的3位小怪兽，谢谢。好，你们可以从这边，好，可以从这边，嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟，走过斑马线，对，从这边。Okay, you know what? We're running out of time. So, how about just one line to everybody? Dwayne, on behalf of everybody.
狂跑巨兽很好看。 很好看。
Thank you so much for being here
Thank
with
you
us.
so
We
much.
look
Thank you,
forward to the
everybody.
film. Thank you. This way, please. Thank you. Thank you. 好，再次感谢各位媒体和各位朋友今天光临我们的发布会。那么今天的新闻发布会到这里结束。我们再次谢谢各位主创，谢谢各位粉丝。大家在退场的时候，请注意安全，不要拥挤，也注意保管好自己的随身物品。4月13号，《狂暴巨兽》登陆全国影院，到时请大家多多支持，注定票房大卖。各位晚安。
没时间，我拍你们。